coming home from work, and it seems like these are the only times when I can really make a video. And maybe that's okay. I do want to try in the mornings, but it's pretty much going to be like this. Not me on camera, just my voice, and that's just how it is. Even if I can even upload this, I don't know if I can, because I have cellular, but I still don't have internet. Very frustrating. So I have tried to upload videos, and it's not going well. Sometimes I can't even upload a page on the internet. So I just wanted to say that, some of the things I've gotten about the election, like everybody else, but so I absolutely feel Kamala will win. Kamala and Tim Walz will win. And it's not just Kamala. We really are voting for Tim Walz as well, because he's going to be in the forefront, as I've said, quite a lot, more than any vice president. I said this weeks ago, more than any vice president in history. He has that energy. While she works, he's going to be kind of like the ambassador, not the president, and more than a vice president, more like an ambassador, and a bright shining light. Now she's a bright shining light, but she's going to kick A and get work done. And there's a lot of work to do, obviously. There's a lot of things to still fix from 45. Now, if you've noticed, 45 is completely losing it, because he knows he's losing. He knows he's losing. Now, here's something I was going to make a video about, and like I said, I wasn't able to make it. I wasn't able to upload it. But this whole January 6th thing. Now, here's what I get. So Jack Smith and Tanya Chutkan, obviously there's not going to be a real trial. There's not going to be a verdict. But has that stopped 45 anyway? He just appeals. He doesn't pay. He pushes it off later. Then he has it erased. And his cult forgets about it. He says he's innocent. He says it's a witch hunt, and everybody forgets. So prosecuting him is nice and all, but it's more like the evidence is what's nice. And Jack Smith and Tanya Chutkan know that the closer we are to the election, to give a huge info dump of all of his crimes connected to January 6th, and I guess the documents, that's going to make a huge impact on voters. Really what's hurting him today is Republicans are admitting that 45 killed the immigration bill on purpose so that he could try to get reelected. He said, don't do anything about the immigration bill to Republicans. Don't do it. We'll fix it later, after I'm in office, which he's not going to be. But he's the one. He likes to blame Kamala. He likes to blame Democrats. He's the one that literally killed the immigration bill. But we knew that. Okay. So he's mad today because he's losing. And Republicans are dropping him and admitting his crimes, his bad activity, his bad behavior. Okay, so the Jan 6 documents, 180 pages. I've always felt that one of the biggest shockers, if no one's accepted it yet, they will hear from Pence that 45 was going to take him out. Pence was dispensable to 45. 45 saw Mike Pence as a pushover, malleable, that he could manipulate him. And what he did, he manipulated him the entire presidency. But on Jan 6, Mike Pence grew a pair, to be crass. He grew a pair, and he said, no, you're not my leader. America is. The Constitution is. I owe it to, he was 1 degree away of being manipulated. It's sad. I don't think Mike Pence was a horrible, horrible, horrible person, but he was easy to manipulate, and Trump knew that. That's why he picked him, and that's why he got rid of him. And the plan was Mike Pence was going to do his bidding that he manipulated him to do. But Mike Pence said no. He had a gut feeling, right? He had a conscience. He had morals. He knew the law. And he said, this is going to ruin me forever. If I do this for Trump, it will ruin me. I will go down in history as aiding and abetting. It's like a Benedict Arnold is what it will be. He would ruin his character in history. I think his wife said, don't do it. Maybe even his kids. And we know Dan Quayle said, don't do it. Anyway, so when 45 found out that Mike Pence would not do his bidding, he said, get rid of him. And the plan was to have him put in a car and taken to the mob of angry cult members, Proud Boys, etc., and have him killed on TV. That's what we're going to find out. So there was a second in line. So after Pence was going to be unalived, there was a second in line to certify the electoral votes. Now, Pence was smart, and Pence also had divine guidance and did not get in that car. And so 45 sent over the angry mob, his army. 45 had created a literal army of his own against America to take over the Capitol building. Now he said, I'll go with you. If he had gone with them, he would have been called an insurrectionist and might have been put in jail. You know, that seems impossible to, but he would have been called an insurrectionist. He's lucky he didn't go that day. So his army went to the Capitol building. This will all be in the Jan 6 documents. His army went to the Capitol building, broke in, killed, maimed, hurt, pushed their way in, defecated on the floor, and caused chaos, while a surreptitious group of hackers, SWAT team, went in to find the real electors. Since Pence wouldn't not certify them, they were going to get them themselves. And once they had them, that would have taken over the government. But I said it that day. I said it before anyone else. I said it before anyone else. By the grace of God, that insurrection was not allowed to happen. Angels were there. And so none of it worked. Now, people say, God wanted 45 to be president, and 45 is going to be president again. If God wanted 45 to be president, why did the insurrection fail completely? Why did 45 lose? Why was Joe Biden safe on January 20th? Well, there's a whole bunch of things. 45 has not been allowed, and it ties into Ukraine. You know how Putin has threatened to blow up the nuclear plants in Ukraine, and divine angels and intergalactic beings never allowed that to happen, and they're not going to allow 45 to be president, because that would be the end of us, of America. It would be, we are tied to Ukraine. Ukraine is tied to us. Zelensky is the chosen of the divine, and so is President Biden, and so is Kamala, Harris, and Tim Walz. Election night, she will win. It will be declared she will win. We will go to bed that night, and we will know that she won. But there will be chaos. But it's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be a landslide. Thanks for listening. You guys have a great night, and bye.